Hey, my name's Izzy, this is Rolling Virtual Cards, coming at you with another Commander Ratings. This time we got Pantlaza, Sun Favored. Let's drop into this. 2, a red, a green, and a white for a 4/4 dinosaur. When Pantlaza, Sun Favored, or another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may discover X, where X is that creature's toughness. Do this only once each turn. To discover, here's how that works. Exile cards from the top of your library and take exile a non-land card with that mana value or less. Cast it without paying its mana cost, or put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of the library in a random order. So Pantlaza hits the field, and on ETB, it still goes and grabs a card for 4, because its toughness is 4. And then any dinosaur you get, every time you cast one on each of your turns, you're going to get something. It's not infinite, but it's still a very good card advantage effect, which is why it's the most popular dinosaur commander. On top of that, it works really well as a food chain commander, because you can just keep casting it for food chain mana and just keep discovering it, because each iteration is a new version of it, getting rid of the once each turn effect. So let's get into the ratings. Here's the categories. I'll leave them on the field for a second. Oh no, someone just bounced them away. Let's get into this commander cost, guys. Commander cost. Well, it costs a decent amount of mana here, right? You're looking at 2 and then 3 pips. 3 colored pips. Different colored pips. So that's 5 mana. So 5 mana is going to put you at 2 points. But you're going to lose a point because of the different colored pips. It's how it works, right? So you only get 1 point for commander cost because it's hard to cast it, okay? No matter what you say, you might want to say, well, I mean, it's not that hard. It's only 5 mana. True, but it is a lot harder to cast than you would think. Because of those 3 pips, you can't just run forests. You need to have all 3 different kind of colors. So, like, Monodorks kind of help you, like the Elves, but only for 3 of them. So, trust me, when you play enough games, you will run into times where you go, I couldn't cast it. Color identity, obviously it's 3. It's got these 3 right here. Boom. White, green, and red. All 3 great colors. I think it's great foreplay and Magic to just have 3 or more colors. Anything other than that is kind of a waste in a lot of senses. It makes building the deck harder. You're going to run less optimal cards. And your commander's got to be really strong. Not impossible. There's some very popular mono 2 and 1 color cards, but I think 3 is really where it sits. I think 4 and 5 gets a little too expensive to build or more complicated. What do I run? There's too many cards. But 3 is that nice soft point. So still 3 points there. Protection. Does it protect itself? No. Pantlaza has no protection. The most you could argue is that technically if it gets removed and you cast it, you do get its affected again, but that's I can't count that. It's not enough of an actual protection. Interaction. Does it interact with your opponents? No. There's no interaction. It's not controlling the field. It's not removing anything. It doesn't control someone's hand or graveyard, and there's no milling. So, not great there. Mana advantage. Does it give you mana advantage? Here? Yes, it does. Cheat mana. Yeah, it cheats mana. Its discovery does technically cheat mana. It searches and goes, oh look, here's mana. Here's a free card. If it was just to add it to your hand, it wouldn't be mana advantage. But since it puts it on the field, that's mana advantage, guys. Not the best, but still worth 3 points. Card advantage. Yeah, it gets a whole 5 points here. Draw whenever A or N. Yeah, whenever a dinosaur enters the battlefield, you draw card advantage equal to its toughness. You just get to discover. So, oh look, there's a card. Let's put it on the field. Really useful. And yeah, it just does that every turn. Once a turn. Boom, boom, boom. So, and it's in white, so you can exile it and you can flicker it and boom, do it again. So, really good in that regard. Does it have a combo? Yes. Big number. 68,719,476,772. Why? That's this combo. So let's go over it. It has a 2-card combo, so it gets the 4 points. Pantlaza, food chain, squee. Simple. Food Chain exiles the creature, and then you add mana equal to its C&C +1. So Squee makes infinite mana that you can only use to cast creature spells. Once you have infinite mana with Squee, Food Chain mana with Squee, you can then infinitely cast and exile Pantlaza, constantly discovering with it, putting your entire deck out on the field, and winning the game. Oh, no, that's from an old one. Heh, never removed that. Ignore that number. That's from an old video. If you want to know what that number is, go check out my previous Commander deck, or Commander review. You'll understand it a little bit more. So, but yeah, Pantlaza is a great combo here. It's a great Food Chain deck. Even like middling, like level 3 bracket, I think this is a fine way to just win the game. Technically, like, you need to go find an infinite combo, but if you can discover into, like, whenever creatures in the battlefield deal damage, then you can just infinitely cast Squee to win. So, there you go. That's how you'd win with it. It's fun. It only requires the 2 cards, so, plus a Pantlaza, so. Very simple deck. Not the best, but you could push this to CDH levels, honestly. You honestly could. I don't think you'd get the most out of it, but you could do enough with it. Engines, yeah, it gets its 5 points. A lot of these do always. So let's go over these cards here. A Sign of Calamity is 3 and 2 green for a 5/5 dinosaur with Myriad. And whenever it deals combat damage to a player, destroy target artifact or enchantment that player controls. So Myriad gives you another 5/5, and that creates 2 5/5s. Those are dinosaurs, which will trigger Pantlaza, because it doesn't care if it's a token or not. It just cares if it has toughness. So you discover 5 whenever he attacks. So that's each turn. You don't need anything else, just Scion plus Pantlaza. Quartz Ward Crasher is similar. So this is 2 red and a green for a 6-inch dinosaur beast with trample. When one or more creatures you control with trample deal combat damage to a player, create XX green dinosaur beast creature token with trample, where X is the amount of damage those creatures dealt this turn to that player. So he deals damage to someone. You make an XX green dinosaur beast creature token with trample, where X is the amount of damage those creatures dealt this turn. So if he hits someone for like 5, because someone jump blocks for like 1 of the damage, cool, let's get a 5/5 with trample. That 5/5 triggers. And then you swing with both. Boom, let's make, I did 8 damage. Let's get an 8/8. Oh, boom, swing again. Let's get a 12/12. And that'll keep getting a bigger and bigger creature, which will give you a bigger and bigger discovery bonus. Lastly, Curious Altasaura. Altasaur is 3 and a green for a 2/5 dinosaur with vigilance and reach. And whenever a dinosaur you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. This is great because it just fills your hand with more cards, which can find more dinosaurs to cast. So, in and out of itself, it does help you dig, and it is a dinosaur, so it triggers your commander. So, yeah, 3 great engines. Really helps your commander just kind of get off to the races. So, after all that, how many points do you think it has? It has 21 points. Yep. Pantlaza gets a nice 21 points, guys. So why? Why is it getting these nice 21 points, right? It's 21 points, which is weird, because it beats out Edgar, the high-end Edgar, and loses to Kenrith and Yuriko. So Kenrith and Yuriko, funny enough, are CDH decks, right? Pantlaza isn't. Could it be? Probably. But what is Pantlaza doing that, like, some of these lower guys aren't? Honestly, just being more well-rounded. It doesn't have the protection or the interaction, but it has, like, generically, so it has 3 colors, which is going to give you an extra point on some of these guys, right? But, like, not on your Miirym, and not on your Kaalia, or your Edgar, or even your Sauron, right? So maybe on your Krenko, and definitely not on Atraxa, that gives you 40 points. It also is a little easier to cast than some of these cards, but not really, right? Like, it's easy, like, it's 1 points there. But it's mana plus card advantage. A lot of these guys only have one or the other, right? And it's usually 5 in one of them, which is great. 5 for card advantage or 5 for mana advantage. It's awesome. But this has 3 in one and 5 in the other. So really giving you that, like, 1-2 punch, that 3 extra points that they're usually normally missing. A lot of them are that the 4 combo, the 5 engine, which is great. But that 3 extra points from being able to go, oh yeah, that middle pack, that protection, interaction, mana advantage, card advantage, I check off 2 of these. A lot of times people are only checking off 1 of them. And maybe not even for all 5 mana, 5 points. But being able to check off 2 of them really gives it that upper advantage. That's why you see the Kenriths and the Yurikos jumping. They cheat card advantage and mana advantage. Or card advantage and protection, right? So that's what really gets it to be in that 3rd spot. Okay? So that, yeah, I think it deserves, it's, I guess technically number 4, but it's number 3 because these guys are tied for 2. So it's 3rd spot. I think it deserves it. I think it's doing great. But let's talk about, will it TTRPG? Story time, guys. So, Pantlaza's Sun Favorite is this really interesting card, right? It's a dinosaur. Do dinosaurs belong in TTRPGs? Well, I mean, if you're playing a dinosaur one, yes. What about D&D? I think so. I love dinosaurs. I think they're unique and interesting, and I think Pantlaza does a great job. The Sun Favored, okay? So you have a Sun Tribe. You put Pantlaza as like this legendary creature that's favored by the suns, and the Sun Tribes worship it, okay? Not as like a god, but just like as this legendary fearsome creature that no one can fight. And here's the thing. Any dinosaur that follows it brings discovers more, okay? So like, here's this awesome ancient dinosaur. Here's another dinosaur. We found another dinosaur. Here's another dinosaur. Let's find another dinosaur. So you keep finding more dinosaurs along the way. The story is really about like uncovering this tribe of ancient sun warriors and exactly what they're like doing, okay? You're on an archaeological survey to discover more about this unknown tribe. You stumble upon the tribe, you interact with them, and they tell you about their god deity, and you find them. And, like, yeah, people are, like, being sacrificed to it. So you're like, okay, we got to stop this. This isn't right. But everyone's like, no, you must not anger the Sun Favored. They will rain pain upon us. And, yeah, they do, because if you anger it, it will discover and bring, like, another dinosaur or something up. Oh, here's another dinosaur. And, oh, here's an ancient zombie. And all this other stuff that it just ends up discovering along the way, right? And every time another dinosaur comes up that you're fighting this guy, and another dinosaur in this land shows up, because it's like they're running away from you trying to find some more help. They're not that strong, right? But they find another dinosaur. He's the field. He's a big dinosaur. Boom. He comes with a friend, right? So yeah, you got to chase it down while it's just getting more and more dinosaurs to defend itself, to protect it. But if you can defeat it, the dinosaurs stop coming. And that'll be the end of the dinosaurs here, because you won't have... he's the one discovering them. It's the one bringing them forth. It comes first and brings a dinosaur, and those dinosaurs bring more dinosaurs with them. Okay? And I guess it's more like it's uniting the dinosaurs, right? No dinosaur left behind. One dinosaur comes, here's another dinosaur. Right? Because of him. Without him, dinosaurs are fighting amongst each other, and there's no peace, and then only the strongest dinosaurs will live, and all hail the elder dinosaurs back upon the flames, where before, like, they were all fight. Yeah, okay, you never found one elder dinosaur without other dinosaurs. Now it's just, no, every dinosaur out for themselves. So you end up throwing the world into chaos after this fight, and that then leads you to having to stop the chaos. How? Who knows? Maybe by finding another Pantlaza, another egg, and birthing it, and like realizing that it did bring the natural order. Or you can realize that beforehand, and that's kind of cool, right? Don't actually end its life. It is bringing the natural order to things, even if people are stupidly sacrificing to it. Class, I mean, it's a dinosaur. It doesn't really need a class, so, but yeah, I think it'd be kind of fun to chase after this dinosaur and just try to stop it from producing more having the dinosaurs be united, and then you just realize how terrible it is without them being united. So yeah, I think a TTRPG is pretty well. So let me know what you think about Pantlaza down in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.